Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Wisconsin High School Esports Association. It's week number 7 of our Varsity League of Legends. We've got Mount Horeb on the red side taking on Wisconsin Lutheran on the red side. Both teams undefeated as of yet. Very excited to get into this one. I am dealing with a little bit of car trouble today, so that may interrupt our broadcast depending on when folks get here to help out with the car. We might have to end a little bit early, but I apologize for that. My name is Jarl Carl. Like I said, it's just me today on the broadcast, so we'll be doing our best. I should be back with you here in just a couple of moments once I get some things sorted out, and we'll get into the game, but I will leave the draft on so you can follow along, and we will analyze once we get into game.
Never look back. Only friends flee.
Is something from me?
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
Happy to sit this one out.
All right, we're back. We've made some phone calls. We have solved some of our problem. Unfortunately, we have not solved all of our problem. Our tire is still flat, but we're here to do some League of Legends before we solve the problem of our flat tire. We've got Wisconsin Lutheran on the blue side, notably not picking an AD carry. They're saying, we don't need those. Who plays AD carries anymore? They certainly don't. On the other side, it will be the Zeri Janna. I do believe, looks like a Tom Kench in the top lane, up against the Irelia. Relatively meta champions on both sides. We see the Nico, newly reworked. I was getting bamboozled by her last week, and I imagine that that will continue into this one as well. So we'll find out a little bit more when we get that solved. I'm sure I'll get confused a few times. Belveth against Jarvan, two very meta junglers. Not opposed to those champions at all. I think Zeri Janna, Seraphine Karma. These are all very solid lanes. Everybody has picked a meta champion, I would say. Tom Kench may be a little bit unusual up there in the top lane, but not too out of the world. It's not crazy stuff. So still pretty reasonable. Looking forward to this game. I think it should be a pretty close affair. Both these teams undefeated. Likely, going to be contenders in playoffs, right? This is not anything where we're going to see one of these teams not making playoffs, not around in the postseason. You will see these teams again. Again, they have not lost this far. We're in week 7 of 8, so they have gone almost the entire season without a defeat, and that likely bodes well for them. I did not get a chance to check the ranks, the levels, the history of any of these players, so that's very fun. We're just going to wing it once we get into game. Where I'm looking, of course, is the bot lane, Seraphine Karma against the Zeri Janna. That is always my focus. I love AD carry. I'm an AD carry player. I've played bot lane forever. But always, when you don't have an AD carry in that lane, it's always a little bit different, whether it be a kill lane with a Pantheon Xin Zhao or something, or this kind of double shield heal support lane like the Seraphine Karma. It can pack a punch, and it can be really, really annoying to play against. So look for that. The Karma Q with the slow means you only need to hit one Seraphine E to root, and that is something that I'm looking forward to as well. That could be a big deal in this lane. So a lot to come in this game. Wisconsin Lutheran against Mount Horeb High School once again. For those maybe just joining, both these teams undefeated. I'm Jarl Carl with a flat tire, maybe dealing with that as well. But we're going to take a short break as we get all set for the Rift. We'll be back once we are all set for this game. Don't go away.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Toby here. Looking to go big. Esports 4 in all sorts of trouble. Esports 11 running for his life as well. The Ghost is in, but the knockup is there from the Belveth, getting into the middle of them. Just the channel ripping through. Mons finds one kill. Can they find the second? The Q goes a bit short. Not quite able to do so, as I'm back from trying to solve my car problems. They have not all been solved, I assure you. And we were muted for a little while. We did not mean to be. Esports 25 in all sorts of trouble. The flash away, but Hephaestus is going to follow through. Stun on attack in the mid lane, not resulting in anything. Wisconsin Lutheran, I'll reiterate what I was saying, looking very strong thus far in this one. As the puppy in the background. It is the bone. It's not my chair. We're good to go. 26. Doing pretty well in the mid lane, I would say. But the dive is through 11. No way to survive that one. Sir Toby able to find that kill. Hephaestus in the top lane. Pushing down is going to tank some tower shots. Make that 2 tower shots, but he will be just fine as the lead continues to expand here for Wisconsin Lutheran. Looking incredibly strong thus far. Up in levels, up in CS, up in gold across the board. As they are looking to be the undefeated team we know them to be. I also would really like to see one of these teams play against La Follette. So the playoffs are very intriguing to me, and I'm looking forward to that immensely, I must say. Let me pull OBS back on the screen so I can see what we're actually doing here. Sky Code throwing the Q into the creeps. Not what you want to see, but that's okay. Tower plate going to go down. I don't think they'll get the gold. They might not even get the plate. Mons is here with Esports 7 as well. Mons wisely, I think, getting himself out of this action. 26 and Talk both pretty low on the mana front. Which one's the clone? We figured it out in the end. Hephaestus. 2 and 0 on the Aurelia. That's something we saw in previous weeks as well. Very strong top laners. Just kind of crushing through. Up quite a bit of farm at this point. Esports 26 still has not gone back. Here is the engage by Hephaestus, going to force 25 to just get himself out of that situation. But pretty much no mana on either of these mid laners. Take a look at the gold really quickly. Yeah, 1,500, 2,000 respectively from blue and red in those pockets. So these players are not going to be a major part of this fight. Looks like we're going to see a small contest of the Dragon. Esports 4 is pretty low. Tox walking over. Teleport available, though, for the Vega. This could be quite a big fight. Match Q comes through. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but the ultimate's not quite there yet for the blue side. The smite looks like it was not there as well, but it is going to get picked up. There's the ultimate from the Nico. They'll have the mana for that. That's one kill picked up. It is going to be a second as well. The Ignite's burning down. They lose the Dragon, but I don't think they will care about that at all. They find themselves the Herald as well as a couple of kills. That is a huge win for the side of Wisconsin Lutheran. The Void passive on the Belveth as well could be very, very strong in this one, as that was an incredible fight. I did not think Taco 2 had the mana for the Pot Blossom. Doesn't really matter that he didn't have any items. It's just that big AoE stun, the knockup that matter a lot. 25 in all sorts of trouble. Hephaestus 3 and 0 now, taking the power of the Greek god to a new height. Crushing down in this one, as I think Esports 4 is about to find themselves in a really sticky situation. There's the dash forward, does have the flash. I'm not sure they're going to get it off in time. The one knockup is in. Mons finding that kill. 3 and 1 now on the Belveth, as this is looking grimmer and grimmer for Mount Horeb Esports High School right now. They are just getting wiped off the map. Herald down in the bot lane. That will take this tower. The Void Links are there as well, as this could be a continued push. Vagar's on the way, has put in those purchases. That's 26. But there are 3 members strong, along with the Herald. Esports 7 forced away. Nico pinging the Mia. Here comes the tower. I think they're maybe going to look for 2 towers, but it could be a 3 versus 4. They're going to have to get themselves out of this one reasonably quickly. Toby trying to zone off. The ultimate is there from the Seraphine if they want it. Mons is, of course, very, very strong, and it looks like Moho will back themselves off of this one, but maybe it's going to be Mons looking in for a little bit more. There's the ultimate across from Seraphine, able to find 1 kill so far on a killing spree. Mons is able to do so. 4 versus 3 now. The tides have turned. The numbers advantage has turned the other direction with that kill and the arrival of Tok. The full health Nico has put in the purchases and is now here to fight. This tower very low, but the re-engage might come through from Mount Horeb, but 11 is very, very low. The Zoe going to have to get themselves out. Mons flashing himself to safety as well, as everybody using those summoners to get out and find a little bit of solace with their team. Everybody survives that engagement, the secondary engagement, I should say, after 7 went down. But another win there, you'd have to feel, for Wisconsin Lutheran, looking very, very strong in this one. 10-1, 7,000 gold in the lead is this team thus far. Looking incredibly good. Excited to see them play against La Follette. Sky Code now here against 26, able to get the tether. Will it root through? Finds another root. The Q comes down. 26 in all sorts of trouble. One more auto attack might be enough, but it looks like he is going to be able to survive. Meanwhile, 25 in the top lane. Hephaestus is saying, I will be destroying this lane, and is able to do so. Well played. Wisconsin Lutheran looking like they came to play today. They were not messing around. Able to find that kill. Mon's clearing the blue buff, and I think it's just a matter of time before these towers start going down, before the Baron falls. We're only 11 minutes in. The plates are still on the map. They are picking up so much gold, but the game is already looking all but over. One root is able to find 7, taking some damage. The shield from Janna will keep them a little bit healthy, but not too healthy. Clearing in the mid lane. Mons is here now as well, though. The next Herald should be up in a couple of minutes as the push in the mid lane looks to come through. It is 4 members against the turret plates. The changes came through. Able to find that first plate, but there are still 2 more to take down. 3 more to take down, I should say. Math's a little bit beyond me, apparently, today. Another plate is taken. The gold lead accelerating. Almost 9,000 now at this point in the game, and no sign of slowing down. No way to defend this tower. Skycode crushing down on this tower. Tox, Sir Toby, all here, putting in those auto attacks, the full wave of minions. Esports 11, no way to really figure out how to stop this. Another plate will fall, 58 gold in the pockets of everybody there. Mons picking up the blue buff, stealing that away from the Vhagar. Hephaestus looking for yet more damage. There's the stun going down. The Blade of the Ruined King will proc, and that's half the HP. The ultimate's across, though. 25, no way to get out of this situation. Can he find the eat maybe onto Hephaestus? Yes, he can, but that takes him out of the tower for now. The creep wave is here. Will he find the Q? No, he will not. A great outplay. 25. Hephaestus shut down Tom Ketcher to the tower. That eat proved to be a little bit too much for the Wisconsin Lutheran top laner, who finds himself taken out and forced back to base, as a little bit more breathing room has been bought here by Mount Horeb. Still in quite a lot of trouble, but slightly less trouble than they were a little while ago. Mons on to Esports 7. There's the flag, but he's not able to find the drag. The Jarvan taken out straight away. Ultimate is going to come in. The Pot Blossom as well. The stun is down. The auto attack 4 taken out. Esports 11 now in all sorts of trouble. Here comes Mons. The auto attacks. The Ghost. Will it be enough? It looks like Mons will not quite be able to catch up. The Zeri may survive to live another day. There's the channel coming through the stun. Not quite going to land on a 25. Throws himself the shield, but I don't think it'll be enough. There's the speed from the Blade of the Ruined King, and 25 is going to be taken down. Hephaestus finding that kill. Esports 11 ran themselves all the way up to the top lane, but says, hey, I can't help you here. And that, as it happens, may not be a safe place to recall, as the Dragon going to be picked up on the other side of the map by Wisconsin Lutheran. In the mid lane, Moho 4 taken down. No summoners able to be used. Died too fast. Found too much CC. Died almost before the end of my water break. But not quite. Pings now onto the Herald, as that could almost be used as a game ender potentially in the top lane if you get the right push with the Void passive from Belveth. Wisconsin Lutheran so far looking dominant in this game. Another sort of top lane carry, Moho 7, very much out of position right now. Root is down. There is many forms of CC, taken down to about 40% HP, but no real way to follow. We'll be able to flag and drag out, so looking for those Raptors, wasn't quite able to find them, but is also able to keep themselves safe. Here goes Talk, looking for maybe a bit more, finds himself the speed buff. He lands the E, actually I thought that was going to miss, but it might land, forcing the flash out of the Janna. Here comes Tom Kench to try to run a bit of interference. We'll be able to do so, but I think the Herald might be spawned up now. Or at some point in the near future. Irelia also shoving in the top lane. This is looking very good for Wisconsin Lutheran. They have that Herald in the pocket if they want to. Teleport forced out of 26. The Vhagar will be joining in the mid lane. Esports 4, the Janna, taken very, very low. Throws himself the Summoner Heal to try to find a little bit more HP. Mons pushing up on the tower. There is the Event Horizon. Will slow them down for a little bit of time. Skill shot's going a little bit short. Moho still able to defend for now, but now the Creep Wave has reached the tower. They're onto that turret. Flag and drag in. Moho 7 looking for a bit of an engage. Knockup goes down on attack. He'll take a bunch of damage, throws himself the heal, but it is Mons that is unstoppable. The damage reduction, the ultimate comes out from Vagar. Not quite able to find the kill. Mons going to go back in for a little bit more damage reduction. Throws himself in again. He's got the channel, but it's not going to be enough. Esports 11 jumping in on the zero. He's got the ultimate, but he's forced to flash out almost immediately as the collateral damage is going to find the kill. So Toby now on a killing spree. Mons under the tower for the third time in this fight. The root going to land onto the Zeri. She is cut down. The Herald is now going to be spawned as well. Mons throws himself the channel again, getting himself some more HP and some more damage reduction and some more damage on the tower. First tower taken down as they look to push down the mid lane onto the mid lane inhibitor turret. That Herald should find it. There's the root talk. Beautifully done. Extremely low is 26. The Herald charge almost finds the kill. It will find the kill. Skycode. The Q, that empowered mantra Q, will be enough. They're on to the inhibitor in the mid lane itself. This should be the last objective they're able to take. Mons looking to push forward a little bit more, but I don't think he'll be able to do a whole lot. They're going to try to find the charge in the Herald, but it will just be smote down as the mid lane inhibitor falls. That is the prize for Wisconsin Lutheran. They are looking incredibly strong. Mons going to steal the red buff on the way out, and everybody will head home, put in some purchases, and give Carl's voice a small breather. Mons, of course, did not actually go off the map when I said that he would. They're looking for the collapse. Esports 4, the Janna. All sorts of trouble taken down. Dominating now is this. The flash forward from Hephaestus throws in the ultimate, and the stun is down. Crescendo to follow. That's Sona's ultimate. That's not what her ultimate is called, but nobody knows. Doesn't matter. You're dead. You're going to be charmed away. 25 and 26 now trying to get themselves away. The root is down onto the Tom Kench. Half HP. Falling a little bit lower. The dive into the tower is in. Will he get taken down? The eat goes into Belveth. Mons down to about half HP. This fight not going quite in favor of Wisconsin Lutheran the way that they had hoped, but they do all survive. For now, Mons sort of stuck between the tower and everybody else. There's the ultimate down, and that's the shutdown. Janna picking that one up. 1,000 gold in the pocket of the support for Mount Horeb. More skill shots rolling through, more damage rolling through. I don't think they quite have the damage to end the game at this point. They don't have the creep wave or quite the ability to at this point, I don't believe. They maybe could have rotated up to the top lane and tried to take that inhibitor. Instead, I think they will just have to back off and regroup. Jarvan finds the flag, not quite the drag. Hephaestus pushing in the bot lane. Sport 7. Running interference is the fake talk, as it looks like the retreat will be beat for now, as they get themselves out to safety. Or will they? Of course, they're not going to immediately get themselves out. We have to have a little bit more of a fight. Zeri taken out, but the ultimate from the Jarvan will pick up the counter kill onto the Seraphine. Stun down onto Janna. She's running desperately for her life as the Tom Kench is here as well. Jarvan in the backline going to be cut down. The flash forward from Tom Kench will find the kill onto Tox. It's 2 for 2. Thus far, the fight will continue. Skycode and Hephaestus still going at it. Jumping out is the Tom Kench. He'll keep himself safe, but Esports for the Janna may have wandered too far forward. When's the Q available? Hephaestus finds that kill. Full stacks now on the Irelia, continuing to push forward. When's the sun available? It should be about now. The sun goes down onto the Tom Kench, but the Event Horizon will keep Irelia out of the fight for just a few more moments, down to about 40%. The tower shot takes them there, but here comes Mons. No Herald, but they do have the wave of super minions. So a few options here if they want to look to end the game. I think they probably can. Jarvan coming back up, but the Janna's up in 10 seconds as well. Hephaestus, Mons, and Karma, the only members here, and they will say, nope, just kidding. We're going to back ourselves off to safety a little bit and give it one more push. On to the Baron. No real contest on this. Again, a 13,000 gold lead. Wisconsin Lutheran crushing through this game. They do pick up Baron after the purple buff onto themselves. Mons might be going over the wall. 7 running for his life. Only has 6 deaths, so not quite licensed to kill. Could have been 007. Mons trying to get through Event Horizon. Nobody can get through that. That's how science works, everybody. the little scuttle crab running around. Don't be fooled. It's not a scuttle crab. It's actually Nico. As Wisconsin Lutheran look to have a game-ending push. They have the Void buff from the Belveth. They have the Baron buff. They have a 13,000 gold lead. It seems remarkably unlikely they're going to be stopped out on this one. But hey, you never know. Miracles do happen. The flag's down. Bit of attack speed for everybody. WIHSEA pushing on that top lane tower. Trying to split a little bit of the defense, provide a little bit of insurance. Talk gets stunned up by the Event Horizon, takes a whole lot of damage, but that is the clone you are hitting, and that doesn't actually count for anything, it turns out. The root goes down on to Vagar, able to keep themselves safe for now, but this Belveth is just too scary out of the Nexus Towers. The inhibitor goes down. One Nexus Tower taken very low. Mantra Q rolls through and does a big load of damage. Talk finds himself in a bit of a sticky situation. The ultimate comes across from everybody. Couple of kills come out. Vagar is taken out this area as well. Both carries are down. Jarvan maybe going to find the kill on Talk, but he does have the ultimate from Nico. Newly reworked, knock you up into the air, then stun you. That's very exciting. Doesn't matter, you're dead. You can't be excited too much by it. Tom Kent tries to throw somebody into the fountain. It actually will work. Belveth taken out by the Obelisk, but that is the only kill they're going to find in addition to WIHSEA. The Tom Kent trying to do his damnedest under this tower, but he's again hitting the clone. Sometimes you just can't guess correctly. Jana trying to provide some support as well, but Sir Toby being a good guy and hitting the Nexus. That's what everybody doesn't want you to do in A-Round, but it will be Wisconsin Lutheran finding the game. Sir Toby says, guys, we just got to end this one. They find the Nexus. They improve themselves to 7-0. Nobody loses on that team. They are cooking with gas so far, you could say. 7-0, and they win the battle at the top of the table. Both these teams 7-0 going into it, but somebody 6-0, I should say, going into it. But somebody had to go down, and it looked like it will be Mount Horeb. They played valiantly. They just got a little bit behind in the early game. Some solo lanes, able to find those kills, and that was it for them. So with that is pretty much all we have for today. Wisconsin Lutheran looking very, very strong in this victory, commanding over Wisconsin Lutheran. They looked very well. They looked very good. Thanks, everybody, for dealing with my small technical difficulties with the car. We had a flat tire. We had some muted periods, but we're back. We'll be back next week as well with the final week of the regular season. Wisconsin Lutheran, again, improves to 7-0. Mount Horeb falls to 6-1 in the battle at the top of the table. We should have more exciting action coming your way to close out the regular season next week, and the playoffs to follow, followed by our in-person finals at Carthage College on June 3rd. So thanks again very much. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. I have been Jarl Carl, just myself today. Zombro should be back next week. Good game to everybody all around, and we'll see you next time. Take care.